Which brand new Scotty Cameron Special Select putter should you use? Let's find out, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time watching my content, Nick, what have you got to do?
Click and subscribe down there.
You've got to hit that subscribe button. Also, leave us a like if this is the type of content you enjoy. And also, while there, hit those comments below. Which Scotty Cameron could you see yourself using in 2020? We are joined today by Nick. Nick, how you doing, mate?
Nice to meet you, mate.
Good to see you again. Nice to meet you. You've been on 5 times, mate.
Nice to be here.
At least we've left a striking. Anyway.
We'll
So, Nick, we are talking Scotty Cameron 2020 Special Select putters. And I want to know which one I should use, which one the guys at home should use as well.
Yeah.
So in today's video, we're going to talk through the different heads, we're going to talk through the different designs, different shapes, maybe even different lengths and also different weights, because weight's a big factor now, isn't it, in the new range. So Nick, do you want to first of all talk us through what the Special Select range is? I have done a review on this, so people can watch on the channel, but just talk us through a little bit from your perspective from Scotty Cameron.
Yep, cool, definitely. So the putter I've got in my hands here right now is the Special Select Newport 2, so kind of almost a flagship model within the Cameron brand, so you know, very similar head to what Tiger, Fowler kind of uses. Robinson. So the big thing with Special Select, what's kind of going on this year, is Scotty's kind of gone back to more of that traditional kind of style almost. So obviously the big things we're seeing straight away, and it's probably the first thing that people will pick up when they see it out on the shelf, is, well, the face is different. The face has kind of gone back to that.
Got no insert, have we? It's just a nice milling, which is beautiful.
Yeah, you know, the face perspective is there to kind of change the feel element. So, you know, inserts were really popular at the time, so it's changed the sound aspect of the putter.
Because sound is feel.
100%.
Yeah.
So the big thing with that, we've kind of gone back to that traditional one piece of head. With that milling factor of using that stainless steel within the.
And is that from a little bit of feedback maybe from tour players as well as?
Yeah, the whole thing within the Acushnet brand, we kind of work with that pyramid of influence. So you're working with them tour influence players, but working all the way down to the bracket of, you know, guys watching your video right now.
Absolutely, and hopefully that's lots of you. So without any further ado, we're going to start with Newport 2, because like you said, this is probably the putter, isn't it? The putter. This is a head shape which, I mean, I'm using this head shape in a different style putter, and it just suits my eye perfectly. It's a bit squarer than the standard Newport, a little bit longer blade length as well. How many Newports are there in the range? This is the 2.
Yeah, so you've got the Newport 2, you've got the Newport, and then you've got the Newport 2.5 as well. So the kind of family of the Special Select this year is maybe a little bit different to maybe what your viewers might have seen in previous generations of Scotty Cameron Select putters. But what we've kind of got going on the Special Select Newport 2 here is, obviously we've talked about face, so that's a really first thing that everyone's going to kind of physically pick up on, is the change of the face. Kind of looking at the head then, when people start picking these up, they're kind of going, why is the weight so heavy?
I was just about to look at that there, look at this. You will notice on here, they are 2 40-gram weights. Now the greens out here in Spain are quick, but they're not that quick, Nick, are they?
They're not, and you know, again, weight is so factorful in terms of not just kind of the tempo element, but it's the whole aspect of feel. You know, feel is so important in putting. But the biggest thing is kind of, well, why have we got heavy weights? And the weights in the blade head, so in Newport 2 and the 2.5 heads, we're actually using tungsten weights in the heel and the toe. Instead of using the stainless steel in the normal heads. So why have we done that? Ultimately, what we've done is we've actually changed the way that Scotty's gone out and milled these heads. So, like I say, we actually mill these in the US as well. So we've got a little bit.
So it's quite proud of that, isn't it? Obviously, we have that milled into that, milled in the USA, and I like that. I like that I like that it's proud of, obviously, that it's American. But proud of where the product's made as well.
100%. Yeah. So you know, Scotty has the full influence and control of the R&D process and what goes into the putters, and ultimately where they're milled, which is really cool. So what we've got going in the head, the tour inspired heads within kind of the blade heads, that traditionalist wants that kind of one piece head, slightly thinner top line. Okay, so from the visual aspect, it's just for feedback and feel. And just what we like looking at visually. So we've got a slightly thinner top line, but also it's the construction of actually what we've done to take weight out of the head when we mill it. So what we've done if you look at the back where them 3 cherry dots are, and yes, the cherry dots are different.
Yeah.
We've actually,
they're almost like donut dots.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a cool story about that as well.
If that catches on, then I'll be amazed. But
we'll
anyway.
chat about. But basically, what Scotty's gone and thought about doing is, well, how can I take weight out the head? So you can see here is that we've milled weight out the back there.
So they actually go deeper in.
Not necessarily the weights, but you see how here, from the top line here, there's that little cavity here.
Yeah.
So we've taken weight out of there.
Okay.
Also, if you look at the head from that way, so looking down the camera here, so we've got the top line to the middle section to the back bumper of the putter here, right? So if someone's got the select putter at the moment, they'll start to see how this middle tier sign goes over like that. And you can see here it's more what called concave, so you can see here how it's kind of basically milled weight out of the head.
Yeah.
So ultimately the mass that Scotty saved in the milling aspect of the head means we can then put these really heavy tungsten weights in both heel and the toe.
Yeah.
And wait for this is the coolest thing from a blade side, but actually starting to increase the sweet spot.
Okay.
Within
MOI,
the blade.
sort of.
In essence, and it's it's 100%. It's very different to previous generations. So speaking a lot to Henry, and obviously over the last 2 weeks, both in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, I've got feedback with the tour guys, just the aspects of what they're kind of feeling within the stroke from stability when hitting a blade putter.
Yeah, so maybe in past with Scotty Cameron Newports or Newport 2s or 2.5s with that beautiful little neck on there.
Yeah.
If you do strike it not quite out the centre, you might feel a little bit of a twist in there.
Yeah.
You might feel, obviously with these heavier weights now on each side, obviously if you think of an iron, a popular iron on the market that has tungsten weight in the toe, tungsten weight in the heel, that's designed for forgiveness.
100%. So it's a completely different process and ways thought about changing the mass and the weight.
So what we're saying is these are more for everybody.
In a way, it's one of the things where if you've got a guy going into a pro shop and they'll see a Cameron and they'll see a blade putter and they'll kind of go, I've hit mallets before and they feel so much stable.
Yeah.
It's that chance to kind of go, you know what, let's give it a go and let's have the chance of hitting both something like a Phantom X to
So Nick, we have 9 different head shapes. That's 8. I knew that. So Nick, we have 8 different head shapes in the select range this year. Obviously we have the Newport 2 here, and what's different in the neck? So I've read that there's a different neck design, but I couldn't quite exactly figure out what it was.
Yeah, so looking at the Newport 2 right here, so more that kind of knuckle neck, that kind of putter that you probably had playing as a junior, what people kind of see and always kind of had there. One thing that Scotty's done is a lot of it comes down to feedback from visuals. So one thing that he has done, if you look at kind of the neck here, he's basically sharpened it off.
Okay, so
it's not kind of the round, so it's just that kind of sharpness of it, it's just a visual of it as well. And what Scotty really wanted to get over this year with the kind of blade style as well, because obviously we've not got loads of things there from an alignment aspect. Yes, we have that black line with the top line, but he wants to kind of have reference that you can kind of see the full visual of the leading edge.
And obviously it's easier to align a sharp line than a blunt line.
100%. So, and within then the Special Select range, there are different necks that we've seen in previous models that have maybe transitioned into something else. So
as the 2.5.
100%.
But again, that's a little bit sharper on the back.
Yeah, so from that aspect there, so that kind of player who the really, really traditionalist, that Laguna player.
Yeah.
When I think of that
Where's
kind
Laguna?
Laguna's
Where is Laguna?
Well, I have to speak to Scotty on that one, but
Scotty, where's Laguna?
But yeah, the neck has changed. In the previous model in Select, obviously when we looked at the 2.5, it had that kind of same kind of flary neck as the Newport 3 and now the Delmar.
Yeah.
So again, going back to that kind of weight story in terms of what we're using in tungsten, it's another way that Scotty's changed the mass of the neck to save weight in there, to put that tungsten heel and toe in there as well.
So we mentioned earlier about the 8 different head designs. Now, I'm a massive Newport fan, so if I was going to go Select, which I probably would, I know for a fact it would be a Newport 2, maybe a Newport 2.5. If I went for a proper fitting, it might deviate a tiny bit. But, what would make a player go for something more like this, more like a mallet within the Select range? As opposed to maybe a Newport? What kind of player would that be aimed for?
So obviously what we're getting out of a mallet is from a stability aspect. Obviously we're getting more of the weight back from the front of the face, which is going to incorporate a high MOI. So more forgiveness within the head. Obviously leading in terms of the material aspect, obviously we use that stainless steel within the Select range in previous models, but obviously you can see there at the bottom of the heads that we're actually sticking with that aluminium.
Yeah, so we're sticking with the lighter weights.
100%.
Yeah.
So again, obviously stainless steel is such a heavy material. So again, what Scotty's done from, again, tour feedback and, you know, transition in terms of what he's done with using materials is we've saved weight again, taking the stainless steel out and plating that aluminium in the bottom of the sole to really kind of push and kind of shift the weight out across the head aspect.
Yeah.
Obviously with that as well, from an alignment aspect, something like the fastback and introduction of flowback 5 and 5.5 is obviously a lot longer sight line.
Yeah.
So again, that player who wants that blade style of putter without going too crazy on a mallet, we can kind of give him that offering of an MOI bladey style of head.
So a lot of it comes down to, yes, we want the different weight, the different feel, maybe even to suit a different release, a different flow through the stroke, as we spoke about before in videos.
Yeah.
But again, and a lot of this always comes back to what do you want to see aesthetically down at the ball? What do you want to see visually?
I mean, we could go through an element of an education process, or kind of what we're doing right here, right now, and you could tell me, Nick, you know, I want this head with really cool lines on it. I want it to be high MOI. I want to go really big mallet and give.
But then you'd probably go Futura.
Exactly. But we could have that chat and then use the golfer to turn around and kind of go, just doesn't look too appealing to me. In theory, it could be the head that could work in the best thing in the world, but as soon as you get out on the golf course, starting hitting putts, and you're not feeling confident,
you have to feel
confident
with
you're taking things away. So, and that's why there's so much selection, both in the Special Select and also in Phantom X, is that we can really kind of guide and put you into a putter that ultimately you feel confident with.
Yeah. So generally, guys, if you are thinking of looking at a Scotty Cameron Special Select this year, basically go and try them.
100%.
Go and try them. Go and try different lengths. Go and try different head styles. But also maybe go and try them with your local PGA Pro, with your stockist. They can talk you through maybe which head style, because they're all trained by Unique, aren't they?
100%. So across the UK and Ireland, we do have showcase and trial Scotty Cameron partners. So based all over the country, we have dedicated Scotty Cameron partners who can basically offer you the same kind of level of service as what they get if they came for a fitting or an education with me.
And I'm sure if you're in America, then there's guys who know what they're talking about there as well. 100%. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That has been an insight into the brand new Scotty Cameron Special Select range. Nick, thank you so much for your time, mate. Really, really appreciate it.
Good to meet you again.
Yeah, good to meet you again, mate. Good to be here. We made a few, so there's that. Guys, if you have enjoyed it, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Leave us a like if you enjoyed that content. And comment below, which Scotty Cameron could you potentially use in 2020? Apart from that, we'll see you tomorrow.